Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? We're going to work on that foot somewhere else. We are going to work on that foot in Fusion because I was not impressed with how it looked in Maya. So we are actually going to do a full parts breakdown on this thing because I want to be a little extra with it. So I'm going to pull up the source image here. Where do I have it hiding? I didn't want to dare bring up my starting soon screen because it is. It is definitely cursed. Here we go, here we go. Bam. Can you all see that? No, you cannot all see that because I am doing screen capture instead of window capture. That's interesting. Well, how about that? We're doing a little bit different today. How about I bring up a little application capture? Actually, I'm going to try something different here. We're going to capture paint so I can just paste stuff right in and grab it later. Maybe. Maybe I'll just enlarge the image instead for you guys. That's interesting though. Normally I capture the whole desktop because certain software doesn't like being not captured. So you guys probably won't be able to see any menus I pop open in this. Let me see. No, you don't get to see the menus. Well, that might not be as entertaining. I'm gonna see what we can do here. Just give me a second. I forget that some of this software doesn't like having its pop-ups captured. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do about that. Dun, 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 dun. Display capture. There's my display. Oh, you can see a little bit chat. Hey, Waffletron. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are going to shrink this down just a little bit and go to studio mode. Bam. Studio mode and a starting soon screen. Wait a second. Why is that still showing if I've cropped the window? Oh, there we go. Change that. We can do that. Do that. Man, the software is actually so cool. Wait, why am I not capturing? Okay, let's go to starting soon. There we go. Now we can mess with that. Okay, display capture. Dun 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 dun. Just gonna do that. Scroll that over here. We're doing this live. Yeah. Can you hear me all right? Yeah, you should be able to hear me all right. Probably don't hear the music though. That's unfortunate. Sorry about that, folks. But what we've got going on here is I want to show you guys the glory of Fusion. But unfortunately, Fusion wants to show you a little too much of my personal life. So I'm going to snap that up there, and we should be good. We should be just about good. We need to scroll that down just a little bit more. How about that? Oh, there. All right, we're looking good. We're looking good. And action. Ta-da! Does that look better? Does that look better? Looks good? Looks good? Okay. Oh, it's interesting that the chat resets every time you switch scenes. Wonder if I have a different setting. I think I do have it set to reload. Okay, now you can see the gimbal. You can see the marking menu now. All right. And now you can also see the foot. The glorious foot. Oh, okay, there we go. You can see the glorious foot. Behold, the foot. Yeah, I just didn't really care for the way it was turning out. My normal low poly style wasn't really doing this justice. So we might start over on that. Just had a glass of a nice sip of my nut water. Okay. Thumbs up. Oops. Thumbs up. I'm going to get right into this today because this is still going to take us a little bit to chew through. So my goal is to model this in Fusion fairly accurate. What I'll probably do today is get at least the toes, the heel, and the center part done. That I'm going to be doing here in Fusion. And I believe the rest of this I should be able to do in Maya just fine. Yeah, I should be able to do in Maya just fine. It's just, it was so intricate that I went and looked back at it and just was not super pleased with it. So we're going to try again with this. Yeah, we're just going to try again with that. Give it another shot. But then we will export this. Unfortunately, only as an OBJ. We'll export this from Fusion into Maya for a little extra setup and the rigging. So that should be good. Because, yeah, this is going to be... I'm going to do this in a way where it looks pretty cool. Honestly, it'll just sit on my shelf in my office, my virtual office here. It'll just sit in the background as a little, like, pseudo trophy. A thing accomplished on stream. But that's okay. This is the practice. And if I can get it looking kind of sexy, that's even better. But yeah, just wasn't quite satisfied with how it was turning out in Maya, with how I had it. So we're gonna get started and we're just gonna rip right into it. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna have to squish my chat down a little bit. Sorry, guys. Move that around over here. Oops, not that much. There. Gotta arrange my desktop here. So one of my next major upgrades, probably a Black Friday kind of thing, is zoom out. Will be a new monitor. I've been rocking this monitor for a long time here, and I am in the middle of the screen. Let's see which camera I got here. Why am I in the middle of the screen? Oddly enough, I should not be in the middle of the screen. Okay, Spout, how about you? Are you the culprit? You are indeed the culprit. Okay, here we go. Can I still move up and down? Yep. Yep. Okay. There we go. And we're back. And it cleared chat again. That I have to turn that feature off. Where are you? Where are you? Overlay. Properties. Refresh when scene becomes active. Oh, we'll see what happens. I'll keep an eye on you guys. Test message. Okay, that showed up at least. So, like I said, let's get right into it. It's been a hot minute since I modeled anything in Fusion, but here we go. You know, I should probably do these both. I should probably do them how they look on the screen. So we are going to put the toes, because they're going to be identical. One of the beauties of mecha and robotic hard surface, we'll say, hard surface type modeling is it tends to be symmetrical. And this is still slightly going to be guesswork, really. We're going to call it that. There's the tank tread on the bottom, which we will snap to it after. Not tank tread, more like the sole of the shoe. Down here, oh, you won't be able to see my cursor, but down here at the bottom, the metal has a layer of a rubber tread on the bottom. Okay, do I need my leap closer or further? This is a little annoying. Good. Up, down. Keep sticking my arms through my armpit. My hands through my armpits. That's not what I'm doing right now. I'm using both hands to use the system. Okay, so we've got the bottom part. Seems big enough. 100 by 20. The heel. Let's do the toes. Okay, so there we go. So if I did application capture or window capture, if I did window capture, you would not get to see these nice little menus pop down. So we have to do display capture, just like we do in Maya, actually. Let's see. What do we got here? We got I'm gonna say this is, oh, it's not quite straight up. That is a little deceiving, So that's gonna be up at a slight angle. We have a rounded top up here. You know, I could draw this. See, it goes like this. Oh, it's not gonna let me. Okay, fine. Yep, this is all going to be lovely guesswork here. However, we do have some nice alignment abilities here. So in Fusion, one of the cool things, because it's CAD software, the cursor, you can have it snap. So here we are, got the circle, center diameter circle. I'm gonna have it snap to this line right here. So you can snap it to this line. You can also do angles if you have, or here's the center of this rectangle. All sorts of fun tools like that. So we're gonna have it go over here somewhere. And we're gonna have it be as big as that, because that will look nicely to scale. And we can delete some of these lines and shapes later. So I'm going to lay down a couple of interesting angles. Should we do a line? So we're going to go... Where's my angles? No, do it the other way. Oh, well. It's going to make me do math. 180, 150. Okay. There, now we're constrained. Oh, that's not right. That's not right at all. 165. No, let's do 160. That looks, you know, roughly right. Hello, Nix. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Decided to take a slightly different approach to modeling this monstrosity. Okay, we want to be a little bit above, a little bit above there. Not too far. Also, I changed up the track. It's we're going for chill wave today. Okay, let's see where 90 degrees takes us over here. Way the heck over here. We'll just put that in for reference. So we have a rectangle here, we have a rectangle here. And now we want a shape. We want the piston shape. Here, let me just bring it back on screen. So we're roughly making this foot. In fact, I just see that that is already too big. This circle should actually be way back here if I look at the bottom. So what we do is, where is our, oh, I'm all in the same sketch. I think we can just move it from here. Ta-da! Where's my sketch? I can't look at the little one on the screen. Okay, so actually, I need an actually counter. It's gotta be something that, like reverse TTS, so that it detects when I say things. Okay, so here's the beauty of CAD software. I'm going to have it line up. Oh, it's moving the whole thing because I based it off the center of the circle. Darn it. Okay, that's why it looked funny. Okay, so how do we unconstrain this circle? When I put it here, I snapped it. I didn't want to snap that. Let's snap it like right. Let's do things in a different order. I have not used Fusion in a hot minute here. Hmm, 75? Okay, let's try that. And let's just make it like let's make it ridiculous. Okay, so now we have this, and Windows, why can't you just pin things to the top of the screen? I'd say that's close enough. I'm using the old artist hand reference. There we go. Oh, okay, that's better, that's better. So now we can shrink this. We'll just slide it right this way. Except now this is too large. We will fix it in post, as they say. Wow, this gets really messy real quick when you have all these different angles in here. think there's a way to hide those. Let's see. So here we got this big circle. Yeah, I might have to draw the tank tread right in the inside of this, just to get it to line up better. So we're going to slide a smaller circle up here. And that will be the pivot point for the toe. Or the, not the pivot point. Pivot point is, we were just there. Let's put them, still have to eyeball some of these things. Right about there, and we'll make that one significantly smaller. Let's say, there, a quarter of the size of the other one. I'm doing all right, all things considered. It has been a rough few days in the household. So much that I'm enjoying a fine brew on a school night. But yeah, no, the little bots haven't been feeling the greatest this last week. First one, then the other, and now the wife. So far I'm the healthy one, and I remain so, thankfully. For the moment, we'll say. So there's that. Other than that, not bad. Not bad other than all that. Let's put, oh, that is way too big. Way too big. A smaller circle than that. Yeah, other than that, not too shabby. I would say not too shabby at all. Yeah, that'll be nice. Let's see, I'll put the bolt arrangement in later. I might, So I decided to shift gears and go into some CAD software here. This Fusion 360, another Autodesk product, which I would love if they had stuck with their original licensing model of, full-on professional commercial shops version, and the small, the hobbyist commercial, and then personal versions. But they decided not to do that because, big megacorp decides they need to keep changing the licensing structure every 3 or 4 years. So sadly, I'm missing out on some of the nice simulation features and file exports and fun stuff like that. But I've used this quite a bit for 3D printing parts for Rusty Robot. So I got used to, laying out mechanical pieces, like, oh good, we can see my cursor, like this piece here and this complicated shape here is going to be so much easier. I just wasn't happy with how it was looking in my roughing it out in low poly before refining it. It's like, why am I putting myself through this? I am going to start off the easy way. I'm toying with the idea of doing parts explosion, and what that means is think like a blueprint, where you have all the pieces separated, and it shows how they would be assembled all in one, all in one drawing. Call it parts. We call it a parts explosion. Some people I've worked with in the past. I'm sure there's a more technical term, but basically it looks like you take all the parts and you just boom, and they all, all the bolts are lined up with where they would go and how they would all fit together in a nice explosion. So that. I'm sure there's some nice rendering tools in Fusion here that would actually make the final render for that nicer. It's probably an automated version where you just adjust a slider for how far you want everything to be from each other. I haven't dug quite into that because I don't have the Super Pro version of this. But we do have the lighter version, and it can do some awesome stuff. Oh, we want to put in a rectangle right there too. So right now I'm in the kind of the roughing it out stage before I bring it into, or before I start sketching in the detail, because this is called a sketch in Fusion. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Fusion so much. Busy. Okay. But yeah, so if you have any questions about this software or just want to chit chat about random stuff, feel free. Okay, let's see. Now we are going to take this and try to figure out what all the diameters should be, so we can do fun stuff like this. Oh, I have to do math. It makes me do math. Shame on it. 90 minus 15 is late at night. Okay, we'll call that 10 degrees. Snap that there. Yeah, if if Maya had a tool like this, oh, fantastic. Now, Maya does have nice, very nice drawing tools, but not quite what I was going for this. Think we can get a tangent? Can we snap a tangent? Come on. I think we snap a tangent afterwards. Okay, so we just want this to go. Let's see, we want it to be here to lay out here. So let's do this. Nope, that is not what I want. There we go, 3-point rectangle. I'm sure there's a better way to do this. Snap that. 65 degrees. Actually, that is... Well, that's unfortunate. I think I made this one way too large in diameter. But there is a very easy way to do this. You go back in here and you say, I want this to be 15. Boom, now it is 15. Okay, so we have that, goes up to there. This is probably gonna have to move over a little bit. But I think I'm going to extrude this before I make too many decisions. This is the outside. This I want to be there. Oh, this definitely has to move up. Nope, 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 not you. There we go. You actually need to go way up here. Okay, I misjudged that. Let's see, let's see. Oh no, I haven't glanced at what my model's doing. But a funny side effect of how I am working right here is I was tilting my head probably the same degrees that this line is. Okay, we're putting this one back up to 20. And if I could find out where this one is, let's make it one smidge smaller so it doesn't interfere with the other circle. when I go to zoom things in and out, because I'm actually only going to be using this top one. Let's see, there'd be a bolt hole here, so this line does need to come in a little bit. And I do not like that. I want this to be parallel with this. Maybe? No, I don't. Opposite, in fact. No, behave. Okay. Okay, where are we going? Where are we going? You are that line. You are that line. There you go. There we go. When you forget you're working in CAD software, and CAD software can be very, very forgiving sometimes. Okay, we're into the old artist trick here. You are at that angle. Therefore, you need to be, hey, that's a good guess. Okay, that one's right. I have keep a handy ruler on my desk here. It is currently an invisible ruler, which is funny because it is clear plastic. So yeah, it's just invisible. This isn't, though. Okay, and I am excited. I doubt I'll have it ready and tested for next stream, depending on when the mail shows up. But I purchased a used iPhone to use for face tracking, so hopefully less jitters and less GPU usage, and just better improved tracking. So I'm excited about that. My guess is I'll have it tested and set up next Monday, because I doubt I'll be able to have it rolling in time for Wednesday's stream, because we are still doing the Wednesday streaming. We have a set schedule now. Very exciting. So yeah, no, that's an exciting development that we can be doing that. Yeah, it just it gives me my as I've been saying, my scheduled playtime a little bit more expected. Let's see. Is it gonna let us move it does let us move this. Okay. Yeah, so that's exciting. We get our scheduled playtime, as I've been calling it. And it actually gets to happen every week. Well, that is throwing me off. Okay, so we got the top of the circle. And it sits below that piece. We're just gonna say good enough right there. That's kind of curious. Yeah, this one's tricky. Okay. Yeah, we'll say good enough. Okay. So that sticks up there. This is gonna round this way. But I will do that. I will do that in post. And you didn't stick to the circle. That's interesting. I thought I had that locked to the tangent. You know, we're going to delete this feature. That's just going to get in the way. I'm gonna put in more lines here. Try to line it up a little bit better. Let's see. A little bit more of an angle. There, good enough. I'm sure I'm doing this in a way that would disappoint the purists. Okay, so now we are going to have a little plate sitting here, because if we look, if we zoom in right here, this turns out to be a plate that sits on the end of what we are modeling. So what I'm modeling is just this, just this foot profile right here. Okay, so I have this hole, I have this set up. We're going to move on to this piece here, and then I'm going to loft it, see how it all looks. Then we make another sketch for this centerpiece with its unknown pivots. Who knows? The back piece will be easy. I'm going to use these same measurements to replicate it on the back piece here. This I hope to get to tonight. That's gonna be fun. And I mean that fun, and yeah, it actually is gonna be kind of fun. There we go. All right. Let's see. Bam. Oops. Why are we misbehaving over here? Ooh, and I've dropped 1.3% of my frames. That's, That's a little curious. Oh. Yeah, it's definitely been one of those weeks for, not feeling great. Got a lot of friends and family who are also just not feeling the greatest this week for various reasons. But yeah, no, thanks. Oh no, you definitely saw it. It was 900 frames, and I have no idea when it happened. My guess is I did switch to my starting soon screen at one point, which is a static image with scrolly text. I'm telling you, my starting soon screen is cursed. But yeah, you take care next, and thanks for dropping by. Let me know when you're back. I'll pester you some more, make you talk. Okay, so we got that. I think I'm gonna draw in the tread while I've got this here, because it's super easy. Come on. It's super easy, he says, as he cannot get it to be super easy. I should just do an offset. Okay. Speaking of that, where the heck did my background go? Did I just like lose my graphics somehow? Hold on. We're gonna do this. Okay. And we're going to disable display capture for a second, because I'm gonna save. I don't know what it's gonna say, because it's squirrely about that. Oh yeah, let's put it there. Let's call it MADOX. Okay, and we can bring that back now. Ta-da! Oh, thanks for the lurk. Thanks for the lurk. Okay, we're gonna go back into that sketch. Let's dig our sketches back out here. Wait, where's my timeline? Oh, there's my timeline. It is very small. I'm used to working on the Rusty project, which has a timeline that is ridiculous. So Let's see. Oh, can I move? There we go. You can see underneath my armpit. Come on, back up there. There's my one piece of history right here in my timeline. Is I made a sketch and now I'm going back and editing it, but I saved. That's the important part. It started giving me a little bit of grief, so it's like, nope, we are saving immediately. I'm adding on this basically the tread, but I'm eyeballing it because. Okay, I'm gonna do this. This'll be fun. Well, it should be fun. It should let me snap. It does. All right. There, we have the basic tread. Because if you look right here in this dark shadow, and you can tell better in the back foot, there's something on there. I'm not gonna, as of right now, I'm not gonna bother with the indentations. Honestly, I don't know. I'm gonna finish this up enough to get it animated and looking good, but I don't know how many streams I'm actually gonna spend on it. Oh, what combination? There's a combination that gets rid of the grid. That's interesting. And we're gonna say that this back foot here looks to be about 30 degrees. Wait. Where's that ruler again? Too bad I don't have my protractor in here. That would definitely do it. Oh, it is not 30. It's not 45 either, though. I'm still trying to be roughly accurate. Oh, it's pretty close to 45. Let me zoom out a little bit. I'm going to say it is, even with this one, is it not going to let me snap? It's not going to let me snap? We can fix that. We can fix her. Oh, wait, where are you? Ta-da, there's the snap. Okay, we are going to, oops, I don't know what that is. Oh, look, if you look really closely, it gave me a little perpendicular indicator. That's nice. There we go. We got that one. And funny enough about this, the tread doesn't go the whole way. So we're gonna have to fix that right here. There we go. Tread looks to go right about here. There. All right. Now we need a big rounded part over here. Roughly, it looks right on the level with this piece. Unfortunately. Oh no, that'll work. Rounded piece, that piece there, that piece matches up with that piece. I'd say I'm not sure what's all in there. We'll worry about that later. We are going to clean up some of these lines, though. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. We are not going to clean up these. Correction. Oh, wow. Here's what happens when you base things off of other things. Hey. Undo. We will deal with this for now. Okay. Yeah, there's more going on up here. If you look in the drawing, there's more going on back here than there is right here. But that is later's problem. And later's problem because we can fix the history later. All right, let's see what this looks like when it's brought to life. I like to adjust the chamfers in 3D. So, or the chamfers and fillets and all those fun things. So we are going to worry about that and the bolt hole placement later. Not that one. This one, this one, this one, this one. I'm sure some Fusion users will be, you know, scolding me. Oops. Nope, nope. Ah! Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. I'm not sure what I just did. There we go. That's better. It's always fun when you're winging it and, let's see. There we go. You're fun when you're winging it and you forget little things in the tolerances, like these little guys right here. Trying an actual model, that would be not great. Okay. Oh, I definitely don't have this in the right spot now. Yeah, I definitely don't have this in the right spot now. Because I was basing it off the lower tread and not the... So I want this to line up over here. Okay, okay. We are still... Are we editing the sketch? We are still editing the sketch. Okay. We're going to make a new circle. New circle. Gonna put it here. This should be a 2-point circle. Circle, circle. Let's see, center diameter. 2.2 tangential. So that one. And the other one. Three-point. There we go. No. See, I want a center, but I also want to take into account the other side. So I guess I would just be doing a 2-point circle then. Let's try this one. I'll take this one. There we go. That looks a little better at least. It's terrible. Undo. We're going to do this a different way. A far superior way. Make this a random size. And now we are going to constrain it. Because that's the smarter way to do it anyways. You. How much are you? 35? Roughly 35. Okay. And now I can move you wherever I want, and you will stay at 30. Oh, Jesus. Come on. There we go. Now you will be 35. Oh. No. Okay. So now, nope, now it's moving the whole damn drawing. Awesome. There's some things I don't like about CAD. One of those things is how darn fussy it can be. Okay, so we're just gonna eyeball this. I want this to be roughly where the, oh no, get away from there. Roughly where the old one is. So like that, but bigger. There we go. Okay, so now we're basing it off of that. And I want this guy to be... no. Why won't you... There we go. There we go. That size. That's kind of big. Maybe not 35. Maybe 30. Perfect. Calling it done. Perfect. Perfect. I'm putting way too much thought into a part I can barely see. And this track is not doing it for me. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? So one of the things about using Winamp and most modern, most modernly created albums, you have to make a playlist. Otherwise, it's going to go in file order, alphabetical order, if you will. So this is all alphabetical order. I was listening to this album on Spotify the other day as I was deciding if I wanted to play it on stream or not. It sounded great, like a whole from A, start to finish, A to B, A to Z. Yeah. So from start to finish, really liked it, except for that last track. Must have been Ocean Drive. It was just a little too repetitive for me. But the thing is, it fit in better. It fit in better where it was meant to in the album. So I have to go in here and find out the track order and then make a playlist with them all in the right order. Just so. Otherwise, I'm not going to use this album. Little tangent there. And I did put tangents in the. As always, tangents remain in my stream tags. So yes, tangent. I do need a tangent counter. I think counters are super easy to set up in Stream Elements too. Okay, now we can finish our sketch and extrude. So we can at least see what it looks like so far. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Go into 3D view here. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. And extrude. This looks pretty chunky, so we're gonna do like maybe a 10? Depends how wide we want the toes. So if I'm just looking at this, let's say objectively. Let's see. Oh, man. They might have made this even more complicated for some reason. I'll explain my thoughts in a hot second here. Operation New Body. Congratulations, we now have a part that we could export right into Maya if we wanted. I think I did make this part too big, but we'll see. Okay, so the thing that I noticed, get this light face view, kind of like that. Yeah, I made this part too big. Bring back my image. Oh, maybe it's not that way. So the part that I just created, looking at it again here, it almost looks like a plate on the outside, like a thinner plate on the outside. That's bolted to a thicker piece that looks exactly like this, the same shape. And then, this is like a sandwich. So you have a plate, you have a thicker piece, then you have this piece with the 3 holes, well, the 3 main holes here. And then you would have another thick piece and another plate on the end that sandwich those 5 pieces together. We're not going to do that. We are, however, going to thin this piece out, which we can do easily in a little bit. Is this thick enough if there's 2 of them? You know what? Where's my copy? Duplicate. Move copy. Create copy. There. Let's see what that looks like. Technology. Actually, I think that's looking pretty good. If we put that piece in the middle, then cap the end. I'm actually going to make these thicker too, or make the middle thicker. Because if we look at the source, it's there's a round piece. Oops. There's a round piece right there. So we'll probably make that. All right, now we can fly along now that we have the basics of this done. Okay, we are going to undo this. Delete that from the history. Oops, that is not how we spin. Yes, we did make this too big. So let's see how we do that. Copy paste bodies. No, we're going to delete this from the history too. Delete that. Go back, edit the sketch again. And we're going to make this down to 25. And scooch it a little bit. And let's see. Ooh, that doesn't work. we're going to re-extrude that. We are going to re-extrude that. So we will again delete a step, come back in here, show my sketch. Do you want the play-by-play when I do this, or does it not matter as much? Okay. Now, let's extrude it, and let's actually make it a little bit thicker, and let's see what that looks like. Can always extrude it again. Except now we're going to do something fun. Let's go back to that sketch. Get a little bit more of an angle here. I guess not. We're gonna hide the body. Let's see, how do we want to do this? I want to fillet it first. Yeah, that should still work. That should still work. Okay. If not, we'll just undo it. So now we're going to show this body. We're going to unextrude. Also known as cut. So now if we hide the sketch and we spin it around, ta-da, there's a chunk missing. A little bit too much of a chunk missing, but that's okay. That's okay. I didn't say it had to be perfect. Darn, I'm off just that little bit. But like I said, that's okay. So now we'll put in those the little fillet right there. So we go in here. I'm surprised I don't have fillet up in the menu. I wonder if that's a per project dealio. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. And it doesn't look like there's much of a fillet down here, so I'm just gonna leave that. Because that is actually a little, oops. Yeah, I think I'm a little off on this anyways. Wait, that's not supposed to be in there at all. I grabbed the wrong one. There. Fixed it. At least that one was an easy fix. I think I'll give that just a little bit of a fillet anyways. There. Oh, and I did notice another mistake here of mine. Yep, that's another mistake. Okay. We are just full of fun mistakes today. There we go. And now we won't have that mistake on the other side. Let's see, switch views. Except we do have that one. Did I mention we're rusty? There we go. We stay true to the channel name of the Rusty Robot Factory. It's not the robots that are rusty. It is the creator. extruded. Okay. So now what we should do is we should duplicate this sketch. Oh, it will let us save it as DXFs. I didn't think it would let me do that. So theoretically, I could export this to Maya and extrude it all there. Call this foot. How are we doing for time? We are doing all right for time. We will do the tread at the end when we get that whole surface. Because basically I'm going to duplicate this after I make the middle piece. You know what? I am just going to edit that first sketch too, I think. What I should do is I should duplicate the sketch. It doesn't look like it'll allow me to do that, funny enough. Really don't want to recreate the sketch. That's a bit of a pain. Your bank has declined your... Oh, that's fun. That's always a fun time. Looks like I need to go through and... Oh, you know what? Let's make another sketch on top of this sketch. How does that sound? I'm getting junk email that had me worried for a hot second. Okay, I'm going to do it on this plane. And we are going to just play with the outlines now. That's the nice part. Because it should let us basically just copy what we already have. Come on. Got too many control points over here. Come on. There we go. Snap. Well, you know what? It doesn't matter so much because you won't see it anyways. Bam. Okay. And now we are going to go... Looks like up here. Oops. And now we get to pick a random spot that we want this to, they want this arc to go to. So it's a little taller than this, but not quite as tall as this. And it looks like it is, you know, as a pivot, it would be in front of this side. So we're going to say, we're going to guess. Because guessing is fun. Right there. And right there. And it didn't let me do that. That was curious. So we're just going to say, again. We will pick a spot. Right there. And then this spot will, however, go over here somewhere. An unspecified location. And we're slightly off, of course. All right, now let's draw a couple circles. We got a little circle over here somewhere. Ooh, this is actually... We gotta draw some speed holes. We are going to make a reference line from, interestingly enough, not the center of, not the center of this pivot here. So I'm gonna make it float so it doesn't try to give me any shenanigans. But it's halfway in between these two. You know what? We're not gonna make the center line. That'll be more work than it's worth. We're gonna put a circle here. Oops. Put a circle there. We're gonna put a big circle slightly off center here. And then we're going to put a medium circle in between them. So let's make that 10. And we'll make this one... Oh, did I just finish my sketch? I did not finish my sketch. Okay, now I think I can do what I wanted to do. First of all, we're going to move this one this way. No, we're not. We're going to leave it right there, go there, there. And now we should be able to use constraint tools. Oh, wait, there's a midpoint. Where were you? Oh, I want the midpoint. Maybe we should just eyeball it. On second thought, we're just gonna eyeball this. I tried getting too technical again. Now what we are gonna do, fancy this up a little bit. So we have to put a little bit of a spot there for a hole that looks like some kind of pivot. So make it that big. We will add in a smaller one for the actual bolt that would be going through there. And again, we will fillet it later. Though I should just fillet it right here. Let's see. Will it let me fillet this? Nope. Okay. So funny enough, that should be it for that piece. And have it extend a little bit in front. Although I do want it to be there. Okay. So we're going to have it go around here and be that big. And it'll just kind of be sandwiched in here somewhere because we don't know where it ends up. Although, looking back at it, it does end up somewhere higher up here. And it goes above there. Okay, we are going to move this point. And that's the beauty of it. Look at how easy this is. It moves it wherever we want. Because I forgot we were judging it off the wrong pivot here. So, welcome to Rusty's slightly boring stream of guesstimation. We play in the guesstimation game. So this one's still kind of little right there. This one we are going to definitely make bigger. And you, I did not give a size to, so we're going to redo you. And mildly adjust you or line up you guys. Have you all on this line right here. Oh, are we out of music? We are out of music. All right. Let us load a list. Definitely not Sleepwave. That would absolutely do its work. There we go. Y'all might recognize this from the beginning of my streams, because this is the playlist I was running for the first, like, 4 months or so. Right. So how are we doing? How are we doing? Dun, 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 dun. Da, 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 da. Okay, that should be enough to get us where we want to go. Even though this isn't quite right. Still. Again, we will worry about that after we take a good look at it. So let's start selecting these again, and oops, not that one. Start selecting these again, and then extrude them and see where we end up. How about we save again? Bam, bam, bam. I have a feeling we'll need to redo this one in a little bit, but that's okay. That's okay. Because whatever's going on right here seems to be a little sketch. No? Oh, let us do it that time. It's having selection issues. I'm not sure if you guys are seeing that, but it's fizzling a bit. Do we want? Yes, we want. And we could have this one too. Sure. Let's do this one too. There we go. All right, let's do some extruding. not extracting. Now, just for fun's sake, we're going to extrude this backwards. We'll do -5 because that seems like a good good distance to put it at. Oh, we got a weird little shape right there. That's okay. Okay, so sketch 1. We're gonna start renaming these. What side? Sketch 2. What middle? All right, now we're gonna hide our sketches. We don't currently need them. Let's play with those chamfers. No, chamfers? Or fillets? Fillets. Play with the fillets a little bit. And we are already way ahead of where we were last stream. So clap, clap. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Give a nice little rounded stress reducing feature. There. And this looks funky, but that's okay. It will actually be hidden by the rest of the foots. So let's see what it looks like now. Good, good. That clearance, good, good. Okay. Let's go middle. Okay. Now, before we export to Maya, because we could do that fairly soon, we're going to do a little bit more work. We're going to make some of the fun pieces. Let's hide the foot middle just to get that out of the way. What side? We are going to select. Guess we have to hide the foots too. Okay. We are going to make this pin, I guess. Let's see. It's hard to tell from the photo here. So I'm not quite sure what to completely do about this. In fact, I don't think I made it big enough. But that is also a fix, an easy enough fix for later. No, I definitely did not make this big enough. We don't need to do that here. We can do that here. Select the geometry profile to edit in the sketch. Well, I don't want to sketch it, but I want the center to be lined up. Oh, and I have a mosquito in my house. How the heck did he get way down here? That's the question. That's gonna give us grief here. Okay. So, let's see, let's just do it this way. We're going to start with a sketch. We're going to extrude the inner circle. Shit, there we go. And we will worry about the outer circle after we extrude the inner circle. Okay, I do believe we had to go 10. Distance 10. Yes. So with 10, we'll make a new body because we're not joining it to anything else. That is now a front pivot, front top pivot. How about just body 5? Toe, it's not a, it is the pivot. Actually, it is the pivot. Pivot. The part that I was in my mind thinking of the pivot was this large bolt that is actually just holding everything together. I assume there's something behind it. Now we can make this cylinder. We're gonna choose this as a surface. There's the center of it, and I hid my sketch. There we go. Here's the surface. We're gonna go on top of the surface. We're gonna make this nice and large. Let's just make it 12. That looks good. And we are joining it to toe pivot. I'm gonna hide this. Let's go out a little bit. Maybe not 5. Maybe not 5. Maybe just try 2.5. We'll get a nice flat side. There, look at this. Look at this beautiful. Man, why can't we orbit decently? There we go. Look at a nice pin. Beautiful pin, beautiful pin. We can extend this in Maya if we want. There. Now we have nice big chunky pin. Pivot pin. Okay, we're gonna put this time we are gonna put a chamfer on it. And it looks like it has an interior feature too, but I'm not seeing how I'd be able to do that decently. There we go. Oh, and if you look, now that I finally have some history built up, see, these are all history points. Things that I have changed. Okay, and we will do the same up here, I believe. In fact, I'm going to steal that pivot pin. Let's go into front mode here. Oh, that is way too big of a pivot pin for this. Good thing we can change the history. Funny how things look just fine in the drawing and then they don't end up looking fine afterwards. Okay, and while we're here, we might as well make this large feature here. Okay, so we are going to hide our foots and our foot's middle, which has an interesting flaw right there. Foot side. And we'll just take this pin out right now. Extrude. We're going to extrude that probably 8. Because look, it's just sunk in just a little bit. It has some other neat features in it too, which we will build in probably now. Create sketch. No, we're going to sketch it right on top of that other surface. We want a, oops, nope. We want to create a center rectangle based on the center of this object. Come on, give me the center of the object, please. Create rectangle center. There we go. It was hiding it on me. Let's see, let's see. I'm gonna go a little bit beyond. And we're gonna just, here, guesstimate. I got my thumb out here, you know, giving a raw estimation here. Basically making a big, slotted bolt. There, good enough. So now we're gonna take this sketch we made here, finish the sketch for one thing. And we're going to recess. There. Yeah, give that a nice recessed feature there. That looks like it'll probably be enough. Now I could put in the two bolt holes while I'm here, I suppose. So what I should do is I should go back in here and also edit this sketch again. No. We're gonna put in all those little bolts and screws later, because we can just go into Maya, make one, drop them all into place, and use alignment tools for that kind of a thing. Use the brains here. Okay, so... Oh no. Oh no. What did I do? I fused that somewhere. Yep, right there. This was sassy. Edit feature. This was supposed to be a new body. Okay. This, where are you? No, you. What are you? You fused. We're gonna make you a new body. There we go. Much better. So what happened is when I went back and edited this this pin, and I made this top cylinder, I used join like I did the first time around. However, I was also displaying another piece that was connected to it, and so it joined those also. One thing to keep in mind. So now I can combine. Operation join, and I'm gonna rename it. Call it toe pivot again. This one we are going to call big pin. We're gonna save. And now we're gonna work on that hideous, this hideous piece right here. Because it does truly feel a bit oof. Now before I use the word extra, when I was describing it, bringing all this together in Fusion instead of just plopping it around Maya. Well, this centerpiece that you can see in the corner of the screen over there, that is definitely more than it needs to be. So we'll see how far we get on that. Well, honestly, I don't know if I have this this all big enough. You know what? I'm going to make the heel first. We're going to make the heel. Yep. Heel. I'll put it way over here, but we're going to line things up just like we did before. Gonna hide all these things. Oh, not this one, because I'm gonna give a rough center point from here all the way over here. The problem with not working from an actual drawing is definitely this. So let's snap that to roughly... Will it let me snap two things? It will let me snap two things. Okay, so this is the joy of CAD. And then we have the pain of CAD, because that is so ridiculously precise. Boom! Welcome in. Welcome into my pain. I am trying to be too precise with things again. And that piece goes way over here. Yeah, way too precise. Let's just go this way. 135. 135. Bam. Okay. We're going to call this a reference drawing. There. Ref. So I am working on this because I enjoy pain. I am making this ridiculously complicated foot apparatus because it's not a foot. It seems practical enough. But man, there are no good shots of this, and I just went with the rule of cool that, hey, this looks cool and I want to make this. And yeah, I should have moved on. But I couldn't. So far we have the first part done. Let me get out of sketch mode here. So far we have the first part done. The first toe? Because there's two front toes and then there's the back heel. And then if you look at this is the ridiculous looking ankle. And it pivots here. Can you see my cursor? Yes, there we go. Pivots here and here for the heel and the toe. The ankle pivots here. And then there's cylinders here to control the angle of the toe itself. It's gonna look amazing when it's done. It's actually, I'm not gonna say it's better than the original anime, because it is definitely not gonna be better. But yeah, I think this was only shown in like 10 seconds of the show too, which is even more ridiculous. This is all covered up when it is actually shown in the show. So it is right here. And as a continuity error, with the part I'm working on, it looks like this has 3 toes. The skeletal drawing doesn't have 3 toes. So yes. So welcome. This is episode 2 of Pain. Because why not? And me trying to be too precise with something that I just got one drawing out of. And that angle is way off now that I'm looking at it. Way off. He chuckles in pain. Okay. So I'm basically sketching this, not basically, I am sketching this all up in Fusion 360 because I wanted more precise ishness, and I decided I like pain. So here we are. And that's that big, and I'm gonna make it not that big. Make half that big. Yeah. And 20 tall. Nope. You are 50. So usually I use this software for little random projects that need precision, but also parts for Rusty Robot. So a lot of the structural and behind the scenes components for the robot are actually made in. Oops, this needs to move over. I said this needs to move over. A lot of the structural pieces are actually made in Fusion, and then yeah, and then just gone straight to the 3D printer from here, because that's the beauty of it. It's like, oh, you do a test print, and it's like, oh, this, these holes aren't big enough or whatnot, and then you just go back into the drawing, you fix it, you send another STL off to the printer. It's great. It's great. It's great, he says. Nope, that wasn't the right one. This is 45. Yes, Fusion. I recommend and do not recommend the Fusion. For one, it is an Autodesk program that is subscription based, so take that as you will. And a while ago, they changed the licensing structure on it because they liked money. And once it was out of beta and all that, they decided they really liked money, and they changed the structure of the pricing so that everybody had to pay more for it now. So theoretically, I cannot make money off of what I am showing y'all on screen, because this is not the full-blown commercial version, which costs more than an indie version of indie license of Maya, surprisingly. You should get right about, we'll say right about there. There we go. Oh yeah. So there's that. There's all that. I mean, if one were to print screen this and just happen to, make money off of, my hard work and dedication, and then, provide me a kickback, I don't think they'd be able to do anything about that now, would they? If one were to do such a thing. Oh man, these stompies are way out of scale now. Dun, 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 dun. Let's go right about here. There we go. And now 90-degree angle. So one of the things I will definitely give this credit for is its amazing alignment tools when they work. Because it is CAD software, and CAD software likes being precise when it wants to be. Come on, line up, constrain yourself. Oh well, you go out there and you go out here and 90 degrees. There we go. See, now it's behaving itself. There, one stompy acquired. No, that doesn't look quite right at all, does it? Yes. Oh yeah, that doesn't look right at all. We're gonna draw a new line. We're gonna make this 90 minus 160. Nope, that's not right either. So I don't know if I gave myself, you know, more pain or less pain by deciding to switch to Fusion to do this. Where are we? We want to be over here. And go right there. So yes, it's either more pain or it's less pain. I haven't figured out which yet. We can always fix that in Maya. There. Okay, and now we need back of the foot, which is significantly thinner. Let's see, what angle are you? 135. There we go. There we go. It's giving me the little marks now. Thank you. Thank you. Match up to that. I think that matches up. Except I don't want it to match up. Nope, definitely more pain. And I should have chosen something that had a parallel faces. Or not parallel faces, a flat on image, a blueprint that I could, a blueprint, there you go, a blueprint with less spaghetti and more direction. Put that right there. Okay, there. And now we can draw the inside part, which is, I believe, 5. 5 seems right. Yes, 5. And then we can move on to the really cool part, which is the interesting centerpiece. Let's go there. The ankle. There we go. Okay. So we got that part, which is entirely too thick. That part. That part. Which is also too tall. Well. You know, I was doing so good with the first foot. I really was. Ooh, welcome in, first-time chatter. I can see you bring a lot to the conversation. I'm so glad you could join us here, Mr. or Mrs. First-time chatter. Please do tell us how you can bring joy to our channel here. What do you have to contribute? Warn, timeout, ban. There you go. Congratulations. The G2704. I should send you a shout out too. Okay. So we got this piece, which is too big. This needs to go this way quite. Oh. There, I improved my own mood by figuring something out here. There. And we're just going to extend this. Oops. We're going to extend this to here. And now we have fixed it. There, my mood is now improved. So we're going to do this piece, and at the same time, since this is less complicated than the other side, we are going to do the centerpiece at the same time, I believe. But boy, is there a lot going on in this heel that you cannot see from at first glance. Wow. I have certainly chosen something interesting to work on here. Okay, we are going to pinpoint first where the main pivot's going to be. So somewhere from here, it should actually be, come on, somewhere right about here. There we go. Yep, it'll be over here. I don't know if I want to constrain this all because that could get messy real quick. But let's live dangerously. There. You know, that actually works. That actually works. So now we need to bring it from, let's see. That goes to there. This doesn't actually exist. So we're going to go from here. Let's pick the midpoint. Let's do a midpoint to here. And that pretty much lines up with that guy. So we can go right there, thanks to the alignment tools. That looks goofy. Yeah, that doesn't work at all. We're just full of trial and error today. So again, we're going to try from right about here. That's where that is. Ah, wait. Let's try from here. Okay. This pivot. This pivot. There we go. And we're going to try and line it up with this right here. Nope, this right here. There. So it looks fairly interesting. And that's about it. Right there. Close enough. And down to here. And that is going to be our back stomper, even though it does not look right. Okay, and so that's that piece. I'm going to put two speed holes in it. And then try and figure out what the hell is going on in here. Because this does not look like it's part of this. It looks like it's part of whatever this centerpiece is. We might fudge it and just put it right here. Much better, much better. Yeah, this suddenly became a slog, didn't it? All right. Let's get back out of there. Let's get back out of there and get to this crazy center part. We're gonna need to worry about extruding this foot later because it also has this. Yeah, this is definitely, the more I dive into this, the more I wish somebody else had done the parts drawing explosion first. So I could, you know, just lift some of that. Trace over their blueprints. And yoink those and print screen their stuff. Okay, so one last bit of paint first. I did not mean the pain being my beer. But, you know, the yoink strategy is a good strategy. I'm sure I'm being terribly entertaining with this particular part of it. Oh, don't worry, this isn't my robot blueprints. This is very old blueprints that are shown in about 10 seconds of the anime. In fact, maybe this will actually help me. New window, YouTube. Let's see. Assuming it actually works. There we go. MADOX opening? MADOX-01 opening. Do we have the footwalkie? Upscaled? Ooh. That means... that's loud. There we go. Are you ready? In fact, it may not even be 10 seconds. Okay, so that's cool. I'm so glad this is upscaled because my VHS copy is not this smooth. There we go. They don't even... I thought they at least walked with it. There we go. Nope, that looks nothing like what we're doing. They I'm just gonna say Let's go back to this part here. Where was the walking animation? It's in here somewhere. It is not in here. They don't even know how it works. Oh. Okay. So ours might be actually better at the end. Even though it ain't gonna be great. That boosted my confidence and ego at the same time. Okay. Now I don't feel quite as bad about hacking this up a little bit. Okay. So we are gonna get rid of some of these lines. So we're gonna continue this line up here. Roughly to there. Let's go past it a little bit. Come on. So the cool thing about CAD software is it's so precise. One of the uncool things about CAD software is it's so precise. And I'm being sloppy about it. There we go. We got parallel lines. So there's little tiny hash marks, parallel lines. And we want them to come back down pretty much straight to way over there. Right about, we're not using these. So we're gonna have them come down to right about there. Okay, now this, we're gonna make a different circle. We should be using an arc, but we're gonna make a circle. Because we're gonna round off this where we feel like it. Oop, not like that though. Actually, we can cheat and knock this off later. All right. Let's see. Or should we do this now? We should do this now. Nope. Okay, so now we need the speed holes in this piece right here, and then we are going to extrude the foot and call that a day. Well, for the foot anyways. We need to line up with this one, maybe. So you go right about there. Nope. Oh, I lost it. Come on. Trace. Oh well. You're going to be right about there. And we're going to say you are the same size as that one, which I forget. So we're going to say it's 12. Does that look to be about 12? Yes. Okay, and you are going to be the same size as that one. Which goes right there. And I think you were like 8. But now we can move you around so you look better. Maybe look better. You know what? You look just fine. You look just fine. There. Okay, now for the actual fun part. Now that we went through all the painful part, just absolutely painful. We'll worry about this piece later. We're not ready for that much pain. Hide all the other sketches. Somehow that sketch is still there. Okay, now we are going to make the foots. We're going to put the foots. That foot. That foot. That foot. That foot. And... nope, that's all the foot. Okay. This is actually the fun part, which makes the pain kind of worth it. Kinda. Bam. Okay, that's that one. Better name our sketch. Heel. You're finished. Okay. So we have the outside part of the heel. And now we need the part with the speed holes. So that's that piece. That piece. Oh no. We never connected this piece. So welcome back to the beauty of working in CAD. You can just go right back in, or at least working in Fusion. You can go right back in and fix it. Ta-da! So now I can go back in and look at it again. Realize that I did not completely fix that. And do it one more time. There we go. Now. There. And I'm sure actual Fusion users are shaking their fists at the monitor, shaking their heads in shame. I mean, like, who let this guy even download this software? This is awful. Hideous. And, you know, you wouldn't be wrong. They really wouldn't be wrong. But, you know, at least we're having fun. At least we're having fun. Okay, now we need that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. So the beauty of the VTuber model mimicking real life is that, yes, I actually do tilt my head that far to the side. And I will probably end up with a crink in my neck. But that is okay. We will live. Okay, so this time we're gonna do this a little bit different. Let's see. We want to start at an offset of -5. And we want the, and let's just make this 5 also, just to keep everything, oops, sorry, -5. Just to keep it all similar. Okay, and we are going to make this also a new body. There we go. Okay. Progress. Hide the heel sketch. Look at, we made a sailboat. Y'all like my sailboat? Let's fillet my sailboat. Fillet. Probably about there. I mean, it is a pretty boat. It is a pretty boat. Heel. Is that how you spell heel? Getting to be too late at night. It's been a long day. I'm gonna say that is how you spell heel. Heel middle. Oh, that's not heel middle anymore. This is we'll call this one heel brace. And wow, we are definitely not going to get to that center part like I thought we were tonight. This heel was ridiculous for the amount of time that it took. And we didn't even put the tank treads in yet. And tank treads are sadly the easiest part. Congratulations. We have toe and we have heel. We now have pieces. Oh, we have save. We have save. All in heel. That is how you spell heel, isn't it? It has really been one of those days. Put you up top. No, stop that. Put you up top. A little side by side here. And do we have reasonable facsimile? Yeah. I mean, I have to add in the pivot pins right there. You know, I think that's not too shabby, actually. Especially when you put it into perspective. I do need to duplicate the other sides, but that is much easier to do. That is significantly easier to do than anything. So let's do that real quick. What's copy? Because we just snap. We snap. Yes, we do. You go there. Oh, technically you'll be mirrored. It's okay, I'm not going to save this part. You heel middle. You go Great, copy, and you also go that way. Okay. Heal. Copy, copy. So this is gonna look really cool when it is. Oops. Did I do anything? There. Okay. There we go, there we go. Nope, there we go. That looks almost like a fancy motorcycle. There. So that's what the heel's gonna look like. I'm gonna offset it probably. And there's what the toe is kind of gonna look like. Mostly. And then there's gonna be two of them. They're gonna be offset slight angles. What did I get myself into? What did I get myself into? And this isn't... I have one more unpleasant part to do. Where are we? There we go. This ridiculous assembly here. Because there's the outside plate, which is this part with all these little lumpies in it. This, at first glance, I thought it was part of that plate. Nope, it sits behind the plate and controls some kind of rolling action for the heel. So there's not just a pivot, it's like a double pivot. Maybe. I don't know where this goes because there's shadow here. So my guess is that there's a brace right here, but that'd be a guess. And this back here is the sail in our sailboat. That part's easy because there's a cylinder back here that looks just like this guy here. Or there's an assembly that looks kind of like this. So this ridiculous piece, and then we get to start on some of this. This thing doesn't make sense. Except that except if these are air shocks, and this is a compressor and relief at the same time. So I guess it does make sense. These are air shocks. And the same thing back here. Kinda? But yeah. What have I done? What have I gotten myself into? Tune in again next Monday and find out. And on that note, we're gonna wrap it up here. Oh boy. Oh boy. So, we're gonna take our boat and we're gonna go home. Let's see. And I think we're just gonna call it a night. So, thank y'all for stopping by for my madness and my I wouldn't say biting off more than I can chew, but definitely underestimating the time of this project. So, see y'all on Wednesday, hopefully, maybe. Wednesday, we will have the robot here. We're not going to be doing 3D. We are going to be doing an art and design stream. So that should be more interesting, especially if I can get my Adobe Suite to work. That'll be even better. So yes, I'll see you all Wednesday. And yeah, I'm going to be working on some stream. I keep wanting to call it stream elements, but that's its own thing. Logo, maybe some widgets, maybe emotes, because we're due for those kind of soon. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But yes, thank you for stopping by. and catch you later.